I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Shippers,
Here.
Alabas,
Present.
Ingalls,
Here.
King, Mayor Folkins.
Here. And if we could get someone to make a motion to approve the agenda as has been amended.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended to add a reappointment to the Board of Review under appointments item 4B.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Alabas,
Yes.
Ingalls,
Yes.
King, Shippers,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. This time we'll open the floor for our first public comment. Seeing no one, we'll close public comment and move to the approval of the consent agenda. This evening, we do have the minutes from our regular meeting on February 21st.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls,
Yes.
King, Shippers,
Yes.
Alabas,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. This evening, we do have an appointment and a reappointment.
Being recommended to approve the appointment of Margaret Holst to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term to expire on March 6, 2026.
I'll make that motion to approve the appointment of Margaret Host to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term to expire on March 6th, 2026.
I'll second that.
Councilmember King, Shippers,
Yes.
Alabas,
Yes.
Ingalls,
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries.
Being recommended to approve the reappointment of Jim Walker to the Board of Review for a 2-year term to expire on March 6, 2025.
I'd make a motion to approve the reappointment of Jim Walker to the Board of Review for a 2-year term to expire on March 6, 2025.
Support.
Councilmember Shippers.
Yes.
Alabas.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
King. Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. And then we have the city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. The first item under the manager's report this evening regarding bids and a recommendation regarding the construction of new pickleball courts. As everyone can see here in the audience, we are very pleased that the donor, the primary benefactor of the new courts, is here in attendance. We did receive 4 bids, with the lowest bid coming from CJ's Excavating, Inc. out of Cadillac in an amount of $132,385.69. Our recommendation this evening would be to award it to CJ's in accordance with their bid, including a 15% contingency, bringing the total to $152,243.54. We have received a very generous donation of $100,000 from Mr. Sorensen, who again is here this evening. We've also received an additional donation of $5,000 from Horizon Bank, and anticipate that we'll be looking at approximately a $47,244 match coming from our general fund, in which funds are available for this project. I don't have anything further to add other than recommending that we move ahead and approve it accordingly.
Did we have anybody else put in bids?
Yes, there were 3 other bids: Salisbury Excavating, Team Elmers, and Gerber Construction.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to award the contract for the pickleball courts project to CJ's Excavating, Inc. in accordance with their bid, plus a 15% contingency for city engineer, approved field changes in unit quantity or scope due to unknowns in site conditions, bringing the total award to $152,243.54.
I'll second that.
Councilmember Alabas.
Yes.
Ingalls.
Yes.
King. Shippers.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you.
Oh, was there any more?
No,
Just
just
that.
thanks.
Thank you. Second item this evening is regarding our recommendation for an amendment to a contract with respect to our industrial monitoring program. This is the IPP program. It's something that we do through our utilities department. Council communication, just in general, for background information, talks about how back in February of 2022, based upon an RFP, we awarded the engineering firm of Fleiss and Vandenbrink, or F&V, a contract to perform the industrial monitoring program update. This was all pursuant to an EGLE mandate, EGLE being the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy, that required our program be updated. This program monitors wastewater discharge from industries that are connected to our sewer system. The work has been underway, and additional work is necessary for the update to be complete that's above and beyond the original scope. Once updated, the industrial pretreatment program will be codified in the city code and obviously forwarded to EGLE for their review and approval. Recommended action this evening is to amend the current agreement that we have with Fleiss and Vandenbrink in the amount of $16,000. Funds are available in the water and sewer fund for them to do the additional work regarding this program, and that's our recommendation accordingly.
I'll make a motion to amend the contract with Fleiss and Vanderbrink for, is it Fleiss or Fleece? Fleece, and thank you. Fleece and Vanderbrink for providing an industrial monitoring program update to add industrial user evaluations for the amount of $16,000.
Support.
Councilmember Ingalls.
Yes.
King. Shippers.
Yes.
Allenboss.
Yes.
Mayor Folkins.
Yes, motion carries. This evening, we do have in our packet the minutes from the last Planning Commission meeting. And at this time, we'll open the floor for our last public comment this evening.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. Nice jacket, Brian.
Thank you. You have good taste.
You going discoing tonight?
I'm
My name's Randy. Live in Cadillac. Just a couple of things real quick. All I want to mention is we've got a little extra snow, and I've noticed that the city plow trucks, where the sidewalks have come close to the sidewalk or to the streets, they're just piled high, and you can't even move them in certain areas of the city. And it'd be very appreciative if the city would, be more proactive for a walkable community for the citizens and keep our sidewalks open. That would be greatly appreciated. I know sometimes you're short-handed in that, but we should keep our sidewalks open for the citizens, the elderly, and for the children going to school too, for they don't have to walk in the street and get all wet before they go to school and trudging through all the snow. So the city, we've been lucky so far, but we do need our sidewalks open. So that would be greatly appreciated. My other thing is just real quick before I run out of time, is sending the city streets superintendent to Nebraska. I know it's already been improved, a budget, et cetera, for training, et cetera. But hey, for 50 years, if you don't know the updates, you really shouldn't need to be going in that. And, shame on that. Hey, you might as well shut the doors if you don't know it by now. Really. So that's money unwisely spent. The superintendent doesn't need to go to do that, but it's a done deal. And I got a bunch more, but
Okay, seeing no one else, we'll close public comment and move to good of the order, if anyone has anything.
I usually do. Today, this afternoon, I went to the Youth and Government Club at the high school and spoke to that group. They have just come back from a long weekend in Lansing doing the youth legislation weekend. And they were it's these young people that are so excited. I also passed out a couple more youth council applications. I would love to see, maybe we could do a spotlight sometime, maybe with youth council, maybe with those kids, showing some of the things that youth are doing in the community for the community. Maybe that's something we can look forward to. Also, next Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, there will be a little kids parade in front of my house again. It's for young children to decorate their bikes, and it's going to be cold, so you could decorate your sled, your bike, your stroller, whatever, and we walk like half a block, and just to get together and for the wearing of the green. So feel free to join us.
Thursday or Friday?
It's Friday, St. Patrick's Day, at 4:00. Meet at the east end of Crippen Street. You'll see us. It'll look green. And if you're coming, maybe you could park on Hemlock so that we're not like parked all along there where the kids are going to be walking.
Can I decorate my bike?
You got to be a little kid,
Kids
but
of all
you
ages?
may
Kids
come.
of all
Yes, you
ages?
may. Bring
Come
your
on.
bike, Brian.
Come on.
Only if you wear the. Oh, it's not green.
I
Okay.
can't find a green one.
Thank you. Thank you. That is all.
My turn? Nothing? I would like to see a couple things brought up, Marcus, aren't being discussed much, which is, if not tonight, maybe in the future at another meeting soon, where we're at on the second loft building with the hole in the ground, any movement or what exactly is going on. And the same thing with the walls at the market that are down now and apparently being repaired. I haven't heard anything, so I think myself and the taxpayers deserve to have an update on that, maybe, if not tonight, at the next meeting, as soon as possible.
Why don't you go ahead and do
I
it?
got one.
Oh, you're ready?
I got it.
Oh, geez, I thought I'd catch you.
You didn't even call me in advance, but I got it.
I never call you in advance. I like it to be pleasant surprises.
Yes, yeah. So with regard to Phase 2 of Cadillac Lofts, the developer Michigan Community Capital is still very interested in moving forward with their second building, which would be Phase 2. They just had a meeting with the city and the Department of Environment and Energy, Eagle, regarding moving forward basically this coming season with the rest of the environmental related cleanup work for that second phase. So that's going to start happening relatively soon. There's not a date certain when that's going to start, but you're going to start to see, I think, some activity out there somewhat soon. They are going to be looking at a relatively new Michigan grant opportunity to try to come up with their funding gap, given the unprecedented inflation that everyone is experiencing, on top of what was already, relatively speaking, high costs of supplies, materials, and labor just to do a project in Cadillac. It made it very difficult, if not impossible, for them to get this thing off the ground last year. And so looking at a new grant source that the state is offering, if they're able to be successful in getting it, that'll really help accelerate their ability of getting, essentially the groundbreaking happening on their second phase. I don't want to go so far as to say that could happen in 2023, only because even the developer doesn't know yet when the timing for this grant is going to be out. So, I mean, if the grant doesn't come out till summer and isn't awarded till fall, then you've kind of missed a whole construction cycle. So that's where we're at. Developer is still very interested in moving it forward, and we're certainly still very interested in seeing it move forward. In regard to the weatherproof, if you will, or the non-weatherproof drop-down screens at the market, they were essentially destroyed by severe windstorms that we experienced late fall and early winter. The city is in the process of actually looking at alternative options to those screens. Hopefully, we'll be able to have something a little bit more finite later this spring that we'll be able to share with City Council in terms of getting a consideration of an award to move forward. Us too will be looking at outside funding through another state grant process to help us in making it a reality. And there will be, as a part of the presentation of the draft capital improvements budget, a placeholder for that particular capital item. So we're looking at essentially going with a door type system, may be automated, may not be automated. Too early to tell at this point, but moving away from screens and having almost like a garage door type system put in place.
Okay.
Cool.
So,
Oh, you got that, didn't you?
Was there,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
does insurance cover any wind damage for that kind of stuff?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I don't even know, Owen, if you think that that's something we
No,
could pursue.
it was a gradual
Yeah.
kind of destruction in our use for some reason, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
it wasn't one single event, that was an insurable event.
Okay.
And any activity that you guys may have seen out there would have been the contractor and or city crews either removing them entirely or trying to secure them so that they won't, those that remain don't just flap in the wind.
And there was no warranty available on it?
There for the first year, which
1 year?
we're beyond. So,
Dang.
1 year
Well,
isn't a long time.
well beyond.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Did either of you have anything? Okay, if not, we'll go ahead and adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.